Good morning, gorgeous. It's Friday, May 16th, and the only thing standing between me and a nap is this nation's relentless ability to serve up scandal with my scrambled eggs. Today, we've got Elon Musk colonizing the sky, the Supreme Court cracking open the Constitution like it's a fortune cookie, and believe it or not, lawmakers actually playing nice for once. Oh, and in Georgia, a brain-dead woman is being kept on life support against her family's wishes just to incubate a baby with slim odds of survival. If that doesn't make you want to scream into your coffee, I don't know what will. So grab your caffeine, your concealer, and whatever last nerve you've got left. This is your SassCast where the headlines are sharp and the host is running on coffee and vibes. Let's get into it. Elon Musk's satellite takeover. All right, let's launch into space. Literally. Elon Musk now controls over 7,000 satellites orbiting Earth. That's more than every country and private company combined. His Starlink service already reaches over 5 million users, making him not just your internet provider, but kind of your digital landlord. And while fast Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere sounds great, we're staring down a future where one man can throttle access, collect global data, and beam down whatever he wants to, whenever he wants to. That's not tech dominance, that's planetary bandwidth control. So next time your Wi-Fi cuts out, don't just reboot the router, try asking Elon. Nicely. SCOTUS eyeing birthright citizenship. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court is taking up a big one. Birthright citizenship. At the center, a Trump executive order that challenges the 14th Amendment and proposes that children born on U.S. soil to undocumented immigrants should not be granted automatic citizenship. Supporters say it's about ending loopholes. Critics say it's about gutting constitutional rights with a press conference and a pen. If SCOTUS sides with Trump, it could upend how American identity is defined and create generations of people born here who still aren't from here. Not to be dramatic, but this is immigration policy with existential consequences. He's not there, but the law is. In Georgia this week, the war on women's autonomy hit a new low, and this one is haunting. Adriana Smith, a 30-year-old nurse and mother, has been declared brain dead since February. She suffered a catastrophic brain injury while about 9 weeks pregnant. But instead of letting her rest in peace, Adriana has been kept on life support for months. Not because her family wants it, but because Georgia's abortion ban might. Her 5-year-old son visits a mother who's not there. Her mom says it's torture, and doctors say the fetus has fluid on the brain and may not survive, or may live with serious complications. But the machines keep running, not for hope, not for healing, just for politics. And here's the kicker. Legal experts say Georgia law doesn't even require this. The state's 6-week abortion ban doesn't mandate keeping a brain-dead woman on life support. But the ambiguity and fear around abortion laws are so extreme, hospitals are erring on the side of cruelty. This is what happens when lawmakers play doctor and morality police, when the letter of the law is interpreted more rigidly than the dignity of death. Adriana isn't here anymore, but the state is still trying to use her body like a vessel, with no regard for her, her family, or the baby's likely fate. We can disagree on abortion policy, but forcing a grieving family to endure this in the name of life, that's not pro-life, that's performative cruelty. Minnesota gets it together. Now for a rare twist, a government actually did something productive. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and state lawmakers just passed a bipartisan $67 billion budget deal, even after the session started with a Democratic boycott. In a House that's perfectly tied and a narrowly Democratic Senate, somehow they compromised. The plan funds education, infrastructure, and healthcare without major tax hikes. It's adulting in the political arena. Walz even threw subtle shade at Washington, saying Minnesota's approach proves compromise is still democracy in action. Honestly, it's giving a functional government, and I didn't have that on my 2025 bingo card. Trump's $600 billion Saudi power play. And finally, while the rest of us are trying to budget groceries, President Trump just inked a $600 billion investment deal with Saudi Arabia. The money is earmarked for U.S. energy, defense, AI, and tech projects. The White House says it'll create jobs and strengthen national security, but critics, they're raising an eyebrow so high it might need its own airspace. Because it's not just about dollars, it's about ethics. Saudi Arabia isn't exactly known for its human rights record, and this kind of cozy economic entanglement raises some heavy questions about values versus virtue. Still, for Trump, it's a classic play. Global cash, local impact, zero apologies. All right, we've deep dived into billionaires, birthrights, and bipartisan breakthroughs, but now it's time to speed run the rest of today's madness. Buckle up, babe. These are your quick hits, served fast and extra crispy. Final day to snag that forgotten stimmy. Today is your last chance to file a 2021 tax return and claim that $1,400 stimulus check you never got. Yes, you heard that right. It's 2025. No, this isn't a scam. The IRS is giving procrastinators one final shot at pandemic cash. So if you ghosted your taxes back then, go file now and treat yourself. Inflation eases unless you eat food. Inflation is technically going down, yay! But if you enjoy things like coffee and beef, sorry, your grocery bill is still emotionally abusive. Turns out price relief skipped the butcher and barista. Fort Edmonton Park reopens with summer nostalgia. Fort Edmonton Park is back for its 51st season, offering historical reenactments, wagon rides, and enough wholesome vibes to cancel out your TikTok algorithm. Bonus, 10% off admission if you book now. Summer starts here, story nerds. AEW Collision spoilers leak ahead of Beach Break. Wrestling fans, look away if you like surprises. Spoilers from AEW's Beach Break event are out. And yes, it's drama, chaos, and cheer-throwing excellence. The full show airs tomorrow, but the internet already screaming. Mali's government deletes politics. The military-led government in Mali has dissolved every political party in the country. In response, pro-democracy protests are swelling in the streets. It's like if your HOA banned opinions and then wondered why people got mad. Top basketball recruit ghosts Kentucky. Tyron Stokes, the #1 high school recruit in the country, just postponed his visit to Kentucky. Coaches are sweating, Twitter is speculating, and Tyron probably just wants a nap. He's 17, not a senator. And just like that, we've zipped through the chaos buffet that is today's headlines, from satellites to supreme stunts to some serious economic deja vu. But before we throw our phones into the nearest lake, let's take a breath. Because believe it or not, there is still good news out there. Moments where left and right actually high five instead of fist bump. I know, I gasped too. It's time for Tell Me Something Good, reaching across the aisle edition. Let's take a breath and a moment for something rare and sacred in today's political world: basic decency. This week in Maryland, Democrats and Republicans actually came together. Yes, like in the same room, using their adult voices to pass a sweeping package of bills supporting veterans. We're talking expanded healthcare access, housing resources, mental health programs, the works. And here's the kicker. It wasn't performative. It wasn't petty. It was productive. Governor Wes Moore, a Democrat, stood alongside Republican lawmakers and said something we don't hear nearly enough. We don't have to agree on everything to do what's right for people who served this country. Can I get an amen? In a time when bipartisan is basically a mythical creature, this was real. Actual cooperation for a good cause. No name calling, no filibuster threats, just getting it done. So here's to progress without pettiness. Here's to remembering we all want our neighbors to be okay, even if we'd never share a group chat. That's your good news for the day, and a gentle reminder that unity isn't dead, it's just quieter than the chaos. That's your Friday SassCast, served hot, bipartisan, and just coherent enough to get you through the rest of the day without screaming into a dish towel. If today proved anything, it's that billionaires might rule space, courts might rewrite citizenship, but hey, sometimes people actually work together and do the right damn thing. Like, follow, and subscribe to stay in the loop, and don't forget, whether you're caffeinated, barely functioning, or just here for the petty headlines, you belong here. Now go take on this Friday like the stunning, sarcastic truth teller you are. I'll be back tomorrow with more facts, more stilettos, and probably more Elon.